Hello and welcome to Division 3, Season 3, Race 6 round Silverstone here. No, I didn't have my mic muted, I was just setting up my room. Well, a commentating desk. Let's get these on. Oh, damn it. Dog barking. Jeez. So inconvenient. Anyway. We come up with the first car on track, that was the McLaren. Let me skip to that. I literally was just on him. Here we go, gangster. He'll be the first one to cross the line to set a lap. And then two AlphaTauris, then a Red Bull, who seems to be getting past now, which is Relay Luca. So unfortunately I did miss France due to my Wi-Fi being a bit iffy. I didn't want the stream to be too bad for you guys. So at the moment we have 6 drivers on the medium tyre. Nerdy, Relay Luca, Charlie, and Stuart, and Billy, and RPM. So it's not just a few. It's actually quite a large chunk of the drivers. As I don't know the names of the corners. I think this one's right, you got Mayet's, Beckett's, Chapel. I mean, this isn't Chapel. This is I'll just call this the third sector. As Gangster comes across the line, we'll watch it on board with his lap. As Bompton unfortunately leaves, I think that must be a disconnection issue. With his race engineer being no jug, no problem from Division 1. Absolutely goated driver, both of them. Unfortunately, No Joke is being beaten by his teammate at the moment, so it's a bit unfortunate for him. Anyway, what lap we should be focusing on is Gangsters with a perfect first sector, no spin, no wheel spin with a 17.5. That is a good first sector. As comes around to Brooklands, I think this is. Takes a really tight line. So there's the old pit straight. And coming up to the cops corner. Doesn't invalidate, but does downshifts. It lifts off the throttle the tiniest bit, as any sane person would do. This comes into Maddox and Beckett slowly off, down into 5th. Maybe could be on the curve a bit more, but still that would only gain him a small amount. Trying to get a slipstream off ASC in the Aston Martin there. Close behind him when he comes across the line will be Relay. No. Oh, there's Fox Blue on his in lap with the McLaren. Come across the line. He will set our starting time, which is a 27.5. Quite a fast lap. I do seem to. I think they'll be beaten by up to a second. I think the pole time will be a 1:26.4 by Fox Blue, personally. Evan sets a 1:27.8, and Relay Luke on the medium tyre goes to 4 tenths slower, and a 28.2. Eon Dunn beating his AlphaTauri companion by around 2.5 tenths. As we have an off car, which seems to be an Aston Martin, and it is. ASC is starting his lap. He must have just unfortunately spun. Who's going to cross the line? There is. Hey, yes, we were just on board with Stuart, who crashes. Actually, out of the first corner, the unreliable setup, which a lot of people have had in the races, just seems to have taken it wrong. Now that's going to put him in last place as Abrasive across the line. So it's a 1:26.8, 7 tenths faster than our fastest time so far. Who is on a lap? RPM crossed the line. It's at 1:28.8. I assume you can go faster on the soft tyre. What's the strategy looking like? I think it's a soft medium strategy around Silverstone. So only a 1 stop. Maybe people going for the inverted strategy of a medium soft. If you're lower towards the back of the grid, as I missed a lot of people coming across the line. A lot of especially the entire grid coming across the line to set a lap. I don't know who's on the in lap now, so we'll go with someone who actually hasn't set a lap, which would AC still obviously covering from his spin, abrasive. Anyone else on a double hot lap? Hoffa's invalidates him. We come into the pits next and seems to be on another flyer. We'll go on board with him. His Haas teammate at the top of the leaderboard right now. He needs to get around 1.3 seconds. Oh, as he takes it quite wide, it cut off. But I don't think it really matters because I think it's actually slower to take the run off and much safer. Coming to Cops, leaning on the right tyres a lot, not all the way down to 5th. Oh, somehow keeps it in track there. As he's up, oh, I was saying a purple middle sector there, but he's up on his time by half a tenth. Hopefully he can beat in Chapel in the 3rd sector. Oh, loses it a little in Chapel, but comes down the penultimate corner, or penultimate corner. Oh, loses it. Can he come across the line? He does, but it's slower, unfortunately. Losing that lap, he will come in and get a new set of tyres on and go again. Billy on the mediums up 2 tenths, coming to Maggots and Beckett's. Comes out into 5th gear, takes a lot of the curb. Well done. Well, that's personally why I would do so, I'm saying well done. Never mind, he's not actually up. He's down by 1.5 seconds. I assume some of these drivers probably... I assume ASC must have been on a lap and then invalidated, then off it, so he'll probably peel back into pit lane and go again. I don't know if any of these drivers are on a lap. Maybe Charlie, will have a look. Down by half a tenth, maybe. RPM. Actually, never mind. Fox Blue, let's have a look at our top. This would go down there. Order. It's obviously abrasive, quite very fast at the moment, but I do see the times improving a lot. 7 tenths to abrasive at the moment from Gangster and the rest of the grid. 5 tenths separating Eon Dunn and Gangster. Fox Blue, I think, can go faster. Obviously, he'll probably. I still think he'll take pole. Evan, no, he should have understood his name. I'll have to ask. Should we say Bert at the moment? B-R-R-T and forget the S-M at the end. I mean, at the start, oh my god. Okay, yes. Smirt, Bert. Yeah, anyway, moving on. He set at 1:27.6, so quite fast in the top 10, and then the time start. Actually, never mind, they do stay fairly similar, but there's a second between 2nd and 15th at the moment. The Mighty Frax does, I think he'll go faster as well, obviously, look at his time. So will ASC, but Stuart unfortunately sat on the back of the grid. He wish he didn't take that corner, too risky at the moment, as what Ian Dunn starts a lap, 1st sector. Oh, really eager to get out of that last corner onto the straight. I think he maybe compromised the exit a bit as he comes to the sector 1 line, and he's up by a tenth. Gangster, who's behind him just by a bit, will come up to the sector 1 time, see how much he's up by. Half a tenth. Coming to Cops, will he lift? That is the question. Yes, but he lifts and invalidates, unfortunately. Cops are a treacherous corner. I will be surprised if I see no DNFs there. Talking about the Cops corner, Hoff does it perfectly there. Little lift at the end just to stop the car spinning. I've spun there many a times. It's fine. Double down shift, and then double down shift. Quick upshift, but too fast on the power out of what's it? Beckett's. I was just doing the corner lanes in my head, but I think that's because he downshifted to 4th and then went back up to 5th, and then got too fast on the power, and then when he seems to be lacking a lot of rear downforce, so he goes into the pit lane. Unfortunately, just seems to be lacking a lot of rear downforce. Probably needs a bit more rear camber, and then what? I wouldn't say the suspension really needs changing. Depends what he's got on, if it's too stiff. Same with the anti-roll bar. Anyway, we've gone board with Bombs, my favourite driver, for no apparent reason. Currently sat in 9th place. He seems like he's going to improve his time a lot. I want to see where he goes. He can go. He needs a second to P2 and yeah, second to P2 and 1.2 seconds to P1. Talking about P2, he's so close to P3. It was an improvement of I don't know how many, around 6 tenths improvements there. Great lap from him. Fox Blue's on a lap, he's up by 3 tenths. I still think he probably has time to find. Coming into the last sector, let's see what he gets. As there are retirements for it's Billy, both Mercedes drivers crashing early, and that's Cop's corner. Me giving a commentator's curse to Billy there, as Fox Blue sneaks into 2nd place just in front of Gangster, as Abrasive still holds provisional pole. As I was going through and somehow Smubbert doesn't DNF there. Extremely strong Alpine that is. On board with next, and now who's on a hot lap. Oh, goes into Beck, it's quite deep there, but maybe he can get a really powerful exit, but doesn't really clip the apex. Maybe it's better if he wanted to, but still maybe up on his time, as there's a Ferrari that's pulled to the side of the track to let the Haas driver through. He lifts off slightly, ever so slightly, but he goes off the track, but he doesn't invalidate. So that's fine. That is RPM on the side of the track there. He's just slowing down. No, and enter! That is a hard-hitting crash from Nexton. So what, he's gone into this corner where Hoff's just gone into, and he slammed into the wall at some speed. Wow. I was not expecting that. So that leaves Nexton 10th, very vulnerable to being pushed down towards the back with Stewart, but obviously gets a free tyre choice if he gets relegated further. As all the drivers finish their 2nd round of laps. I say 2nd round of laps. We see what the nerdy gamer can put in. He's up by half a tenth on his lap through the 1st sector. Very smooth short shifting up to 4th there. As he's going to come to Cops as he takes his foot completely off the pedal just to keep the traction, doesn't want to spin out. You have to take a lot of risks with this track. Also I expect time penalties to be quite lively here because I got a lot. As ACS puts in his lap time with a 1:28 flat, just 7,000 off dipping into the sub 28. Good for him. That would be a good qualifying for him if he can put this in the top 10. As Evan seems to be on a lap as well, and so is his teammate Eon Dunn, as he seems to set a purple middle sector. As you see what he can I keep having to stop midway through because I keep yawning. Anyway, Eon Dunn, he crosses the lines at 1:27.2. He takes 4th, just slower than Gangster, but quite a bit faster than Bompton by 1.5 tenths, I'd say. As his teammate coming up to Cop's corner lifts slightly. That's a good corner there. Keeping the throttle on towards the Beckett's corner. That probably wasn't the smartest idea. Probably lost him a bit of time, I assume, and he's now down by 14 thousandths of a second. Don't know whether he'll peel off into the pits. Maybe be able to get a new tyre on. I don't think so. No, he stays out. He'll be doing another lap. As Hoff is getting out of the way for a Ferrari, which is not Bompton, and it must be RPM, who is on outlap. The nerdy game is into the pits. Relay Luca will be setting a time here. I think I've spoken many times about this boy's skills. I was a 127.3 and I obviously was not disappointed. Slots in between Bompton and Eon Dunn with a 127.3, the first 127.3 of the session. Foxley on an outlap. I'm still waiting for him to do his thing, even though I'm just cursing him more and more. So there goes Skipper on a lap. We'll go on board with him as the McLaren driver. Never mind, he's off the track. Luckily, I think he might be able to get just a go round again in time. But he's letting Relay Luca go, who also isn't on a lap, unfortunately. As we go on board with Evan now. Oh, he seems to be skidding, taking too much corner, trying to turn the car too much again, trying to turn the car too much. Full flatten it out of Beckett, crashing. Luckily, he hasn't spun onto the track to deny the path of Bompton, who's red lighting in third gear right now. Just the go tactic to heat up the engine and use all the fuel, I assume. Anyway, on board with a different car. So we go on board with Hoff here, who's just started his outlap in the same division. Oh, excuse me. On the same, was in the same division as Relay Luca, your Division 6 champion. So I think there is other drivers on the grid that are champions of a division, not just me and Hoff. Even though it was Division 6 and Division 5. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe a brace of on Division 4, Fox Blue on Division 4. I don't know. As he crosses the sector 2 line, and that's a 0.022 improvement, which is what, 22,000? As he'll be hoping for a bit more over here, as he just doesn't invalidate. He just needs a 10th and it will put him 7th. As now we start getting across the people who are on their final laps. Eon Dunn set his lap. That is well, he's obviously in the pits. That sets him P4. Relay Luca comes to the pits. That sets him P7. McLaren is coming across the line. That is Gangster. He's down apparently with on his old time. We'll see if he can improve in the final few turns. Behind him is an Aston Martin. The only Aston Martin. He slides. He's going to cross the line, but obviously it's going to be invalidated. As now there's going to be a tricky one. ASC doesn't improve. He falls down to 13th. There's a Ferrari crossing the line now. It's Bompton. He's down, unfortunately, and invalidated. Smabubert is not the Aston Martin we should be on board with. It's the Mighty Frax who's coming across the line 7/10, but he's invalidated. So it is the driver we're supposed to be on with, Smerty coming across the line. What will he set? 127. He needs to be. Will he do it? He does. He puts it up to P2, Smerty Bay. Just off Abrasive, who's still on provisional pole, and he's about a set faster if he can keep it smooth through here. And he does. 126.7. Goes a 10th faster than his time and goes 4 tenths clear of the opposition. I thought Fox Blue was going to do his thing and just. Abrasive has blew it out of the water now, as the last driver on a lap is RPM coming to the pits. And there he goes. I think I was on board with 3 out of the 4, or maybe 2 out of the 4 crashes in qualifying, as now RPM retires, so we can quickly get into the races. I'm going to take a quick break so I can take a drink. as no drivers decided to qualify on the medium tyre except for Billy, but he crashed out before he could set a different tyre lap. Do we see? And it was Charlie set one lap on the mediums, but is in the bottom 10, so he gets to choose what tyres he's on. Anyway, but congratulations for pole position for Abrasive, P2 for Smirt or Burt, P2 in the Alpine, and P3 is obviously the McLaren driver, wasn't it? Yes, Gangster. I think it was Gangster P3. I think it was anyway. Alright, so drivers pick their setups and get ready for the formation lap. Well, not their setups, pick their strategy for the race. So I assume it would be a one stop, and it will show up at the bottom. It goes soft, medium, or medium soft, or I don't know, soft, medium soft if you really want to push it, or soft hards, or what, soft hards, or hard soft, or something like that crazy. Anyway, Haas starting at the front row, something I thought I'd never see, but I'm now commentating on it, so you can. Also, from a long time ago, no joke, no problem in my comment saying, I see how it is. I assume that's on the comment of me saying that his teammate was beating him in Division 1. Which is just unlucky, even though his teammate got extremely lucky and should have really had a podium. If you want to watch that Division 1 race, the driver that finishes P3, also in a Haas, just like Abrasive, finishes P3, but unfortunately had 6 seconds of time penalties. So unfortunately did not get the podium. I was pushed all the way down to 9th in such a competitive division. Almost, I'm just rambling now as we're going to go down the grid and just look what tyres everyone's on. Obviously the top 10 on softs because they qualified on softs. And yeah. So Abrasive is P1 obviously, Smirt P2. No, it was Fox Blue who came third, just beat Gangster 2, and there's the pit stop strategy at the end. See, medium, hard, same, just depends what you'd be slower on them at the start on the hards and then faster at the end, but you got to be really pushing those hards if you want to get speed out of them. And obviously Gangster's P4, Ian Dunn's P5, Hoff P6 has a good qualification for him, but obviously I think this is where he normally qualifies. But Luke also with a good qualifying for him, P7. There were 2 Division 6 drivers together. Bompton obviously doesn't go to driver, but such a good engineer behind him, PA, and his teammate behind him. Hopefully you see some, don't know if it'll be team orders. I think it's all for all in this Britain race, whoever gets points. Evan behind him, his teammate starting P5 obviously on Dunn. I don't think they'll see each other, which is fully a lie. Billy unfortunately crashed in qualifying, he starts P11. Skip, a good qualifying for him, he beats ASC in the McLaren. ASC in P13, unlucky number, probably going to curse. Now next in the first driver to start on the mediums, he's P14. The other Alfa Romeo that isn't Hoff is P15 on the softs. Charlie is the lone Williams today in P16. The Mighty Frax, whose teammate is P2, and he's P2 but in 17th, he's on the medium tyre. And Stewart's the first DNF and didn't set a lap on the medium tyre. He'll hopefully be looking for a top 5 finish if he can push his way through this grid. Anyway, as we're going to go to the front of the grid for the start of this race, as you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the drivers are up their engine, and away we go for the start. Abrasive gets a good start. And now Ian Dunn side by side with Gangster, gets in front of him. And there seems to be quite a big gap towards the back here. As there goes Ian Dunn wide side by side with Luca and Bompton. No, Hoff and Bompton. No, RPM gets past. That's not Bompton, that's RPM. Bompton's dropped places. Evan stays, no, he's gone up 1 place from the 9th. ASC's got 2 positions. Billy's dropped down from the start. All weaving out of the way. Side by side is Billy with the driver, trying to get his nose in front of ASC here. Can he do it? Billy going down the inside of Bompton now, trying to beat him in the old pit straight. Seems to his work. We don't want to see any drivers going side by side in cops, but it might happen here. Tightly knitted are these drivers. Bompton's going to make an overtake on... No, never mind, slowing down. Side by side to Magus and Beckett's for Bomptons and Billy. They're still side by side. Crazy trying to go side by side there, guys. But, you know, whatever I have to commentate on. Billy's really pushing to get through the grid early, I assume, here. As we look towards the interval section now, as all drivers are really close together. I think we're going to stay on board with Billy in the moment. This was where most of the action was happening. Stewart's made it 4 places on the start, as that is the completion of lap 1, no DNFs. It's good to see no early safety cars. As we can change the details to position changes. As Bompton's now really close in the back of ASC, putting pressure down his neck. He wants to get P3 where he goes down the inside. Space is left, I think, but he couldn't get a good enough exit, as ASC now is actually going to get overtaken if he can with DRSs, and now they're all both here quick approaching Evan, and there goes ASC into the wall. I really don't think there was anything in that. Bompton trying to go up the outside, and Evan just wasn't... No, not Evan. ASC really just wasn't moving there. That's a push on. There was fighting up ahead of Relay Luca, who was fighting with the Alfa Romeo and the Alpha Tauri driver. It just looked like ASC was trying to overtake Evan, was right in the back of Evan, and Bompton was trying to go up the inside, and I think he had just enough. Looks like there was enough room on the track, but ASC just seemed to have lost it out of a corner. That would be good to watch that. Luckily I was on board with that. I want to see what the comment was on my video. Never mind, maybe it was just YouTube telling me to welcome everyone to the live chat and remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. I will, don't worry. Anyways, there's an early virtual safety car, of course, between the kerfuffle between Bompton and ACS there. It was good fighting, but unfortunately I think I will watch it back. Should have a quick watch back of the incident now. Where was it? That's the start. Hold on. Virtual safety car. Luckily I'll be able to put that towards the stewards if it helps. And that's actually the virtual safety car off. Never mind. I don't know what I was doing. Gangster gets in front of Fox Blue there down the inside. I thought it was an actual safety car. I forgot. Luca moves up in front of Hoff. Good to see that Division 6 rivalry still going, as Fox Blue maybe going to try to get in front of Gangster, both using ERS here. Billy also on the back of Evan. Evan also on the back of Hoff here. Everyone's on the back of everyone, to be honest. Abrasive has actually lost the lead to Smaberta, who I imagine will be very disappointed when he watched back to the stream and realised I didn't catch the lead changing overtake, which I always seem to miss. Anyway, now with DRS we will see, but no, Smirt stay in front. I think Abrasive just biding his time. There's a second between Gangster, and now this rivalry is really still going now between the two drivers, Hoff and Relay Luca. I'm actually raced with these two personally. I think the teammates of both of these two personally in the event races, which are very fun. And also Evan seems to have dropped down with a spin in the final sector. He's down in 16th now. Charlie overtakes Nexton, as also the Mighty Frax seems to have a go, and no! Charlie spun! He has in the wall, he has no damage, he has no reason to pit, but he's bearing on a safety car to save his race now. Anyway, as Smirt also loses it out of the last corner, he drops all the way down to 6th. Hoff now looking to get back at Relay Luca. As they get away good. Relay Luca definitely thinking about a move up into cops, maybe just trying to put Smirt under pressure, trying to get him off the line. Even if Smirt is faster, Relay Luca's going to try to do it into Magus and Beckett, and he does do it into Magus and Beckett. Maybe Smirt has damage by colliding with I don't know what he would have collided with, but I say ballsy overtake by Rina Luke, and it pays off. Is what I would have said if DRS wasn't a thing. As Smurt is giving Rina Luke way too much room, I would have swung back to the inside to try to cover that off, but he stays in front with it. Rina Luke thinking about the dive bomb, doesn't. Billy's trying to go around the outside of Hoff, as I didn't even realise as he makes that move done. Brilliant, the Mercedes driver moving up 3 places. Hoff losing 3 places. Next on his tail is Stewart and Skipper. Talking about that, 5-second time penalty goes to Nexon for speeding into the pit lane. And now Stewart on the mediums wants to get past everyone. He's there trying to overtake the soft runners now as they come towards the middle of their stint. Skipper's close on the back of Hoff with DRS. It's a DRS train to Billy as I see a car go around very wide. Ville Luca looking to try push his way past Smabert. As Billy's also close on the back of him. Smabert does not have DRS on RPM, and RPM, well, Ville Luca will be praying that RPM puts in some good laps to try stay out of that DRS range of thingy, as Stewart is close on the back of Skipper and might get the move done in this DRS zone. Unfortunately, Composite was not moved up with Skipper as the 2 lifelong teammates don't make a return, unfortunately, this season. We'll see him together that again sometime, no doubt. Will he go down the inside? He does. That's Stewart down the inside of Skipper, but surely that will be a penalty of the corner. He kind of cut a little bit there. Now his next victim seems to be Hoff, if Hoff can try and stay out of the way. 76% ERS versus 8% ERS. That's not good. Also Bompton looking to get past Skipper as well. I think was it? I don't know what I'm on about. Anyway, Ian Dunn, the only driver currently with a penalty except from next, and I think that's a 3-second for violating track limits a bit too much. It's really not hard to do around this track because I do it all the time. As Bompton's, oh never mind, Billy seems to want to get past Relay Luca, and he does. This time as they come into Cop's corner. Oh, really close to the back is Relay Luca. Relay Luca loving the moves round into Magus and Beckett, and he makes it work. No, he doesn't make it work again, as he seems to cut off Billy, who spins backwards back onto the track. And that was hard to place the blame on a certain driver. Anyway, as Hoff now sees the opportunity to get past Relay Luca. Relay Luca not suffering any damage, I don't think. Not going for the dive bomb like Stewart did on Skipper, and he actually loses that place with a mistake Stewart apparently has made, and Skipper gets in front. As Bompton also gets in front. I missed all this. What's happening? As Relay Luca, Relay Luca is trying to attack Hoff now. Hoff with not much ERS, as he keeps locking the rear right, unless that is just a glitch. Anti-locking brakes, unfortunately, not paying off for him. Oh, as Relay Luca's car seems skittish over these curbs, as Bompton and Relay Luca wanted to make a double pass on Hoff into Brooklands. Can they do it? I really don't think that's the move, Relay Luca. I think he would have been better going wide, but he does force his way past. And Bompton's also going to try to force his way past. Will they go for moving to Cops? That is the question. Bompton? More like Ballston? No. He lays off going for that move at the moment. As I don't think I've missed any overtakes up front, as I'm too busy focusing on the midfield. Relay Luca P7 beating his current lap time by 0.001. As now Hoff to the outside, trying to go around the outside, doesn't work. Now trying to get a switchback, maybe he'll go for the dive bomb. I totally doubt it from a distance like that. Stewart making the move on Skipper again. He's now looking for the move on Skipper. Oh, as he's lagging a bit, unless that's me. But yeah, Stewart has to let off in the first corner due to a qualifying incident, I assume, and not having testing with his setup. As it's really close, the DTR gets really hard to control the car on the exits of these turns here. As it seems to be an easy move here for Brompton. We'll go from the back of Stewart. Oh, Brompton really taking it wide. As Stewart sees the time to get past Hoff as well, and I really don't think Skipper's going to be able to get a good enough exit, but it'll be a very poor race for Hoff if he loses another position. He's currently sat P10 from P6. And Relay Luca, the guy he was fighting with, had an incident with Billy causing him to spin out, but luckily that isn't only 9 seconds away, so maybe a safety car could help everyone in the situation. Currently, at the moment, hopefully it will stay calm. Never mind, that's a DRS train. Will Brompton decide to go for the move on Relay Luca here? The DRS does not bring him enough speed. As the ERS fails to comparison. As Brompton and Hoff are the first two soft drivers to pit, they'll go onto the mediums, I assume. As Stewart now making a charge through the field in P8. Being great. I probably should be watching all the overtakes here and making a highlight reel, but I can't because I haven't been looking at the overtakes, even though he seemed to be fighting with Skipper a lot and they seem to have a good battle. Unfortunately I didn't catch a single one of those. But Relay Luca now under pressure as the guy who was following, I think, pitted. Oh wait, no, Relay Luca, he never had DRS. Getting in front of a driver here is crucial at the end of this pit window if you want to stay in front, I think, personally. Also, the undercut works brilliantly around here if you put in good laps. Stewart will also be coming onto the straight in a second. I think an unlikely, never mind, abrasive gets overtaken by Gangster, but I don't know if Gangster will peel into the pits at the end of this lap. Abrasive decides to pit and Gangster stays out. We'll see if anyone follows him into the pits. Stewart still doesn't have enough speed to get past Relay Luca, but will Relay Luca pit here? Smirk gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane, unfortunately. For him, now the grid is spread out by quite a distance now, except from these two drivers. And the top two of Fox Blue and Gangster. Stewart now up to 5th and Relay Luca up into 4th. Wait, no, Stewart missing the apex quite a bit there, but I think with the DTR can't really do anything. Car feels really loud on these high speed corners like turn 1, turn 4, and no wait, that's turn 5. Turns 5 and maybe Cops. I don't know how well his setup actually fares. I don't think I've watched him do it. But I think we'll watch him do it here, as he seems to be very close in the back of Relay Luca. Try and get a brilliant exit, pulling these cars all sorts away. The DRS difference is, and the ERS difference is around 35%. Sticking to the back of Relay Luca here. Knowing Relay Luca is a harsh defender and a harsh overtaker. As Stewart now gets a 3-second time penalty for Cassim Chaklemis, that will ruin his race in the end if there's a safety car like there was in Division 1 for Max 50. That was really unfortunate. And now getting past Skipper, no, getting past Relay Luca, sorry, as RPM will now inherit the lead. And then from RPM, Fox Blue and Gangster all pitting now. That means the lead will be inherited by the man who started in last, Stewart, with 3 seconds of time penalties. He's hoping everyone else gets time penalties now as everyone dives into pits. 07 Skipper. Skipper be P2 here with Stewart. Also, the Mike Frax, who started on the medium, stays out. Billy, who's on the soft, stays out. Abrasive, who's on the mediums, who's just pitted, that's where it put him out. P9, Ian Dunn as well, very close on Abrasive, hoping to try to get in front and that would be the undercut works perfectly for him, as Fox Blue comes out behind these two, as up ahead Gangster comes out side by side with Eon Dunby, takes curb and almost spins out. Was lucky to control that down the exit. I was as Hoff is now closing on Relay Luca now after these two pitted. They're back having a fight. Eight tenths between these drivers. Between Stewart and Abrasive there is around, call that a second, call that 1.5 seconds, that's 2.5 seconds, and we'll call that 12 seconds. So that's 14 seconds, and then that's 2 seconds, that's 16 seconds, and the pit stop takes around 30 odd seconds. Unfortunately I don't have the skill, or I don't think Division 3 gets the really cool code work by the one, the only Nailboy, who put a lot of work into the Division 1 graphic design. He's done it brilliantly. I'd like to shout out him for the absolutely brilliant dedication and work he put into that Division 1 stream. Congratulations, well done to you. And two drivers getting a penalty there, Gangster and Hoff getting a 3-second time penalty. Stuart will be happy with that. Fastest lap now for Smirt on the mediums. Billy also, oh, never mind, Billy doesn't have a 3-second time penalty. Diving into the pits was Skipper there. Where will he come out compared to Relay Luca and Hoff? Behind them. We'll see where Stewart comes out when he pits, but I think he's still setting decent laps as Fox Blue gets past his Mercedes counterpart there. As Bompton's now also getting past his teammate round the outside at Golf. That's a brilliant move from Bompton. He's looking to push into the fight for the win here, with Billy and Smirting, Fox Blue and Gangster, Neon Dunn and the rest of them. He just needs to push 5 seconds out of the way and another 3. So maybe he's playing for a safety car, but RPM, his teammates, also will be close on the back of him, keeping him company as the Mighty Frags gets overtaken. As what's going on here? It'll be 4 wide, 4 abreast into Chapel Corner. I'll keep watching here for now, as Abrasive seems to just keep the lead here by 15 seconds. Then next comes Gangster, then Eon Dunn, barely. Then Mighty Frags, then Fox Blue, then Billy, all in this chaotic line. Billy's still on the soft tyre, I've just realised, and hasn't pitted yet, I don't think. That's why he's up in this battle. And the rest of them have pitted. As it comes onto the DRS show, I assume we'll see Eon Dunn as Bompton teammates. RPM gets a 3-second time penalty. If he can stay out of danger, Bompton, he might be able to beat his teammate here with these 2 seconds time penalties. As now the Mighty Frags doesn't have DRS. Fox Blue's going to get past. Can Gangster get past Abrasive? No, he can't. Fox Blue gets in front of the Mighty Frags, who's gone up 11 places, but unfortunately when he loses this place to Smabutti and Billy, I think he will it would be 9. Actually, never mind. I think he's, don't know how fast he is. I don't know if he's actually been caught by Billy. He's on the really old soft tyres. I was going to surely will think about making a move here. Also, for anyone wondering, Stewart's pit lap would seem to be around lap 17 or 18 or 16, 17 or 18. As Skipper gets a 3-second time penalty, should change it to time penalties. No, that's gap. Never mind. What am I on? Penalties to everyone on 3 seconds, except from Burt and Nexon with 5 seconds. As back to the fight, Relay Luca gets in front of Hoff here, but I don't think not for long, as Hoff goes to cover the dive bomb, but he's offline. Tries going around the outside, then Relay Luca, doesn't work. Also, Billy gets passed by driver. I think it's because he was going to fix. He has to fix a wing as well due to the collision with Relay Luca in the race. Bompton gets the 3-second time penalty, which unfortunately now puts it equal with his teammate. As Gangster trying to go around the outside of Abrasive here. Abrasive having to take the inside line, cutting the curb and getting a 3 second. Everyone in this race is going to have a 3 second at this point. Whoever can keep their nose clear might have a great chance. Fox Blue. The Mighty Frax. Really Luca. Who makes an overtake on Hoff around the outside here. These two having a joyous battle. Joyous battle to watch, as well as Skipper's probably loving the view and he's probably thinking I can get a position here. But Hoff, I didn't actually think he started any race with any ERS. I think that light's always been blinking for him. As Abrasive is going to come and try and fight back Gangster for his place. As lap 14, Stewart decides to pit. We'll see where he gets put out compared to, what is it, Rila Luca and Hoff. Has he been undercut? I mean, he'll be on the soft tyre, so he can probably rampage through everyone. I don't know, does he come out in front of... He goes behind Bompton and RPM. He goes... Oh, comes out ahead? Comes out ahead by quite a distance against Rilo Luca and Hoff. Maybe they shouldn't have kept fighting and kept their eyes on Fox, who has Stewart. Yeah, Fox. It's FXY. Anyway, Stewart now on the softs is going to be chasing down RPM very easily, I think, and trying to move up into the winning positions, but he's off it by around 8-9 seconds. He will try though. As now Gangster, I think Abrasive would have got a penalty for that. Gangster may have to defend a little here. Both using ERS. Gangster with more ERS though. And I think they both used a bit to defend on the corner exit and got up to speed quite well. A lot of speed there for Abrasive into the corner. Closes the gap between him and Abrasive. No, what am I on about, man? Like, I don't really think I'm sometimes going off on a bit of a rant and talking about random drivers going up against themselves. Anyway, Hoff goes to the inside, thinks about the dive bomb, breaks a bit too early, unfortunately. Very chaotic with the gears, it seems, Hoff is. But, I mean, maybe this is where short shifting. Red lighted it on the first corner. But I probably actually think that's the fastest way. Taking some curb as well, which always puts my car feeling uneven and balanced. Locks the rears there. I don't know how he's racing with anti-locking brakes off. I could never. Or he locks the rears even more now. Stewart is close on RPM, closed that gap massively, hasn't he? Stewart. Also a gap that's being closed all the time is, I was going to say bumps into Smirt, but the gaps actually grew. He's chilling in P6 right now, just like the seconds to the car ahead. Stewart going down the inside on RPM. RPM just having enough room to stay on the track and keep the inside line for this corner. Stewart trying to close off all the room. It's side by side now. RPM might think he was a bit pushed off there, but I don't think he was. I think Stewart had all the right to the room he was taking. As now RPM gets a 3-second time penalty. That puts him the first driver to get 6 seconds. Now he's hoping everyone else gets time penalties, but even more of them. As now Bompton seems to be the next one under pressure. DRS for Bompton, as Abrasive is close on the back of Gangster. We'll switch to this one as well. We probably... Actually, I don't think Stewart will get past Bompton here. Eon Dunn lurking patiently, so is Fox Blue for the race win. as we watch Stewart. As Relay Luca now gets the 3-second time penalty, and the only one not to have a 3-second time penalty is Fox Blue and the Average Gamer, and Evan and Billy and Charlie and Nexon, but they're out of it anyway. I don't think it really matters if they had time penalties or not. Obviously, oh, there we go, another move between Relay Luca and Hoff. Hey, I wonder which one will finish in front. We don't know. Stewart takes the fastest lap of this race with a 1:29.0. As Ian Dunn's close on the back of Abrasive now. Abrasive maybe not having the best of exits. He's going to try and maybe even make the move into the braking zone. He doesn't. Gangster's loving this probably. He wants Abrasive to be overtaken so he can swoop off ahead. As the inevitable happens, as Stewart passes Bompton, and Stewart just got to not cross enough to stop Bompton. Again, he plays back. As Abrasive is really close on the back of Gangster now, and so is Eon Dunn. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a double overtake on this straight. Coming up next, I wish I could see that though. To happen 3/10, we could probably close that. But ERS being used for Abrasive. Abrasive, you don't want to spin at a corner and then lose the opportunity when you're trying to fight with Gangster. I would just make the move now if you could. But he's probably got better tactical mind than me, so we move. It's 2/10 of the gap now. Oh, we're almost colliding with each other there. And there goes Ian Dunn. Well, never mind, there doesn't go Ian Dunn, because Ian Dunn does not actually get past Abrasive. Ian Dunn with these much better exits. I would love to see a side by side into cop, so I'll just adore that. It's so close between these three here. Obviously Fox 2's still there, just staying out of it from what it looks like. Still in DRS range though of Ian Dunn. Ian Dunn always wary of this, I think. As Abrasive is pushing, making a Gangster use his ERS. Bompton and Howe trying to close it on Stewart. Stewart no with the 6 seconds now, as Hoff takes the lead of the Relay Luca versus Hoff battle, as I'm sure Relay Luca will not be having that for very long, and that place will be swapped out again, as Bompton's medium starting to, I don't know, just work better than Stewart's softs here. Very low ERS for the Mercedes driver. Abrasive get really close in Brooklands. Gangster beating him just the tiniest bit on the exit. He's using a bit of ERS. Gangster moves over to cover him off. Denies any move into Cobbs. Downshifts luckily, because if he kept that foot flat, he would have definitely spun. Feel the car going against him. As now I think he'll be to make the move. Surely he's really close on the back of Gangster. Now he's got to make it, both using ERS. One has DRS though, it just depends how much you're willing to use in a situation like this. Looks like not a lot. As Relay Luca and Hoff both come into the final straight now. Oh, Relay Luca just manages to keep it. Charlie now has a 3-second time penalty, just staying in it, Relay Luca. Off to the inside to defend against Relay Luca. I think he pulled a bit too much to the inside, and Relay Luca takes it. What's the Relay Luca versus Hoff battle? Azion Dunn wants to move Abrasive out of the way, and which he's doing as he goes down the inside of Abrasive, and Abrasive now on the inside of him. He's going to try and steal his corner exit. Gangster loving this as they were side by side. Abrasive falls behind. Luckily both have DRS. Eon Dunn now looking to see if he can try at Gangster and see if he can get in front. Fox Blue also enjoying this as it slows down the rest, and there's a yellow flag for a light flag. I think that's a Williams driver, yeah. I don't know why must have got a car all out of shape. As Bompton also close on Stewart here. P6 as well. It looks like Stewart will be staying, but not for long if Bompton can stay on his tail and use this 6-second time penalty to his advantage, and maybe they can push it to Smirt's 5-second penalty, and Bompton will be happy with a P5. But at the moment, Fox Blue is on for the win. Let me not forget you. He does not have a penalty, and he is looking for the race win by not having this penalty. He's just sitting back, is watching this battle go down, who can get in front of who, but he is chilling. I also go for incidents and we'll look for Fox 3. He exceeds track limit once at turn 1. And then he doesn't do it again. Stewart has another warning for exceeding track limits, and then a warning here. So he's another warning. He'll be getting 9 seconds if he isn't careful here. Azion Dunn now thinks he has a better chance against Gangster than Abrasive has. Thinking about a little smooth into Cops, but he goes against it to Azion Dunn. Smurd gets a second time penalty now, so that does actually open it up for Bompton to push, really, I think. Anyway, as Fox Blue gets past Abrasive, as Abrasive has a bit of an incident into Cobb's corner, he's now down in 4th. He now needs to push a lot to get, as he's letting Burt past as well. As he goes into the pits. I don't see any damage on his car. As he's losing places, the pit crew is ready for him, but I don't see what he would be coming in for. New soft tyres and a new front wing. I didn't see any damage there. It didn't look like he had any damage on that wing. Anyway, I guess that makes the race for the top 3 a little bit better for Fox Blue probably, as he's now closer to the top 2 and within their time limit. And now Gangster has a 6 second, so now Eon Dunn is P2, will stay in P2. He won't actually fall behind, well, Gangster will go behind him, Fox Blue goes in front of him, and he stays P2. Which I thought he gets P3 because obviously Fox Blue pushes him now, but no. Anyway, Hoff is still actually behind me. Luke, I thought they would be having some more overtakes by now. But Eon Dunn now getting overtakes by Fox Blue as they go wide. I mean, no point. As Billy now gets a 3-second time penalty, he's now our latest one to get a time penalty. The Abrasive fell all the way to P13. I don't know what he's trying, but I don't know. Hoff really close on the back of Relay Luca now at the moment, as they go into the first sector. Abrasive gets the 3-second time penalty. These two squabbling to see who will get this P8 position. None of them willing to give it up. Which is what we like to see, fighting for every place. As I've just cursed him. As he spins into the wall, losing P8 and P9. Now on P10, 19 seconds to his teammates. He goes back on track, very frustrated at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pit lane retirement from him. But he's playing on a safety car now. As Abrasive trying to get in front of Evan now. But Evan doesn't have any time penalties here, unless Abrasive can pull 6 seconds on him in 2 laps. It's going to be no use. As Fox Blue is now still waiting behind Thingy as, and then he spins again, does Hoff with no wing. He gets 10 seconds for exceeding track limits. He's just letting everyone by. Such an unlucky race. I was loving that Relay Luca versus Hoff battle. Now I have to watch the battle for the top 3. As Ian Dunn still close on Gangster. I think they're just playing it with knowing the penalties now. As Bompton's still close on the back of Stewart. Probably still obviously playing on the penalties, knowing his teammate is far behind. He gets a certified P5 if he can keep this. Hoff gets a 16-second time penalty with 10 seconds for exceeding track limits, and then 3 seconds for exceeding track limits again. That's when I'm on board with the closest driver to another driver on track, with an exemption for Smirty Bertie on the back of Fox Blue. And Hoff gets another time penalty for speeding this bit, which is 21. Maybe trying to beat Bellami's Division 6 title, with the most penalties in a race, and pit stops, both held by her. As Gangster's obviously still in the lead, coming up to a lapped car, which is Nexton. Nexton gets another, I guess, a 5-second time penalty for speeding this pit lane. If Fox Blue gets another warning, he will obviously still not actually get a penalty because he only got 1 and that was the first lap. So, good for him. As Abrasive does actually move into, never mind, as Vilo Luca also spins out of the first turn. Well, can't cause a safety car because it's last lap retirement. So unfortunate. So unfortunate. Now Vilo Luca loses his position and Hoff will end up winning the battle. But just ever so just. As now a second between Fox Blue and Eon Dubbit. Fox Blue doesn't care because he will end up coming across the line. P1 if he cannot crash, or if he cannot get a penalty. Keeping it extremely in track limits now. This is the last time for any overtakes. Bompton, the only driver that isn't in the top 3 with DRS on Stewart. He will make a final push. Stewart's using what little DRS he has. They're going to try. And he can't make it, but obviously he's still going to finish in front with time penalties, unless he gets a time penalty on this last lap. As Eon Dunn goes into the lead for the shortest bit, but Fox Blue ends up coming across the line to win the Silverstone Grand Prix, the Britain Grand Prix, the Rolex Britain Grand Prix. Congratulations to him, as Hoff comes across the line. Eon Dunn beats Gangster with the time penalties to go P2. And Gangster, qualified P4, is P3. I'd say that's a good race for him. Obviously hoping for the win without the penalties, but you can't have everything. Smirty Bertie, unfortunately dropping down 2 places from P2. He's P4. Bompton, a great race with a great engineer. Great result for Ferrari. Actually, I think they're the highest scoring constructors, I want to say. I don't know. Maybe that is AlphaTauri. No, never mind, it might just be Red Bull on its own. It's between Ferrari, McLaren and Red Bull. And he comes home P5. Great race from him. Stuart, great race from him from a recovery and qualifying, unfortunate, but a good recovery, P6, great race. Skipper P8, which is also a good result for him because he gets points to the team. Then P9 was, I can't remember. Fortunately, the Hoff versus Rila Luca battle ended when Hoff spun and Rila Luca obviously died. As obviously it's a great podium to see. Obviously Fox Blue wowing us again without getting any time penalties and beating everyone. Even if he wasn't the fastest driver, even though he probably was one of the fastest drivers today, makes it work. With another win, extending his championship lead over everyone else. Ian Dunn finishing P2, great result for him. Gangster, great result for him as well. Actually, just great result for everyone in the top 10, I think. Evan also, good result to get that 1 point in an early game, as well getting 2 points, good result for him. Abrasive, very unfortunate, don't know what he was doing with the pit stop, just getting the fastest lap, but he wasn't even in the top 10, so he can't even get the, and he started on pole, I don't know what happened, well, I have to see what after. The Mighty Flax, P12, Billy, unfortunate race after getting spun out by Relay Luca in P, I think it was 8. Charlie was had a silent race all the time, and then it cuts off, so I didn't get to see P15, which I think was, I can't remember who was the first one to spin. I can't remember. I think it was Charlie. P15. Sorry. Anyway, what was that? I should do the outro. Yes. Don't drop my controller. Let me think. Thank you for watching this DTR Division 3 Season 3 race at Silverstone. Not sign in. Come back to watch on Friday the esports race in Singapore, or I think that might be Saturday, I don't know. Come back when you can watch that. DTR currently plays 6th in the constructors in that. That'll be a good race to see. Hopefully our drivers finish high. Bombs and me the only ones in this lobby. And yeah, great race from all the drivers. Congratulations to the top 3 podium winners of Fox Blue, Eon Dunn and Gangster. Great race. I hope you guys had a fantastic time watching and a great day. Please, if you want to join and race for yourself in one of these races that we do, look at the link below to the Discord, and you can get yourself sorted out with one of our admins. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next Thursday. P.S. Check out the Division 1 race on Tuesday with No Joke and Do Max 50. Great drivers. Okay, thank you. Bye.